How do you overcome your how do you overcome your failure? How is it that and everybody will make a mistake. Everybody I know that's human is going to fail. How do you get through that, get over that, get past that, and move on? That's what we're talking about on this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's time for morning. And I want to share this word with you in impartation in many ways. It's kind of an overview of our sermon series that is going to start this coming Sunday, and that is shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And this morning is how do you overcome your failures? Now, understand, don't mean that you are a failure, but in your humanity, you will fail. So, how do you deal with that? How do you overcome with that? How do you persevere through all of that? That's what we're sharing on this morning. But I want to greet some people on this morning. What a wonderful morning it is. Had an outstanding weekend. Oh my Lord. Hanging out with wisdom was just more than I can take. It was over the top good. It was just so good. Missed my church though. I missed the Life Changers. Missed you, Elder Mobley. Ella, how are you? Dawn, how are you? Brother Nesbitt, how are you on this morning? Elder Jan, how are you? How you feeling on this morning? Hope all is better, getting better. What ain't is getting better all the time. Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Pamela, how are you on this morning? Verena, how are you all on this morning? Carolyn, how are you? Diane, how are you? Pastor Richard, how are you? And Monrovia, New Life, Monrovia, how's everything? Ori, how are you? Cynthia, how are you on this morning? This morning, how is it that I overcome? How do I get past? How do I overcome failure? Now it's not if, it's when. And not only when, but what will you do? Because everybody I know that's human. Everybody that I know that is human fail. Fail. There's nobody perfect. The last perfect person was crucified. That we know. Amen. So, but anyhow, before I get into the word, I just really want to greet a few more people and then share the word. Man, you just ought to know for the life changers, if you didn't go with us to wisdom, I'm just trying to make you so bothered that you didn't because it was so good. It was so good. It was take a biscuit and sop up good. That's just how good it was. That's just how good it was. It was so good. It's like eating a sandwich and not a sandwich. Because when you eat a sandwich, then everything just runs down your elbows. That's just how good it was. It was so good. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. So I want to get into this word. It kind of is an overview. It's kind of an overview, if you will, and of what I'm going to be talking about. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I start this series this coming fifth Sunday, and it's shoulda, woulda, coulda. This morning, how do I overcome failure? The text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Let's jump right into it. Proverbs 24:16. You've heard it before. Hear it again for the first time through this lens of overcoming failure. The godly, a righteous man, one translation says, may trip 7 times, may fall 7 times, but they will get up again. I like this part of this particular translation of the B portion of that. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Proverbs 24:16. A righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up again. Four things. Got you. I know you were thinking of three. Four things that will help you overcome failure. The first is this: face the emotions associated with failure. Face it head on. Face it head on. Paul says, if you look into a mirror, you'll see darkly. When you were a child, you acted like a child, but now you're grown. You put away childish things. Everybody's had our childish moments, and even now. So face the emotions associated with the failure. Don't go in denial. because there was some emotions associated with that. Here's the second thing that you need to look at, and that is allow failure to draw you closer to Jesus. Allow your failures to draw you closer to Jesus. Yep. Understand that. Understand that. That if you draw near to him, he will draw near to you. Draw near to him. Don't run after you fall. Not at all. Because he's right there to pick you up. In every way, he was tempted just like you and I, but without sin. Here's the third thing is identify and learn from the source of your failure. Identify. Let there be some lessons learned. Let there be a hot wash. When I was in the military, we used to do hot washes after the exercise. In other words, we go over everything, the good, bad, and the ugly of the exercise or the war game that we were playing, so that we might be able to learn from it. You can't just fall and fail and not learn. You got to learn. What is it that tripped you up? Here's the fourth and final thing. Find and follow the new plan God has for you. Find and follow the new plan. He says that I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. There is a plan after the fail. You got to find it and then follow it. What's your takeaway this morning? I want you to grab this, put it in the chat area. And that is this. Failure is the building blocks of success. When you fail forward, you get up closer to where you were trying to go. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share this, man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you, guys.